Lesto, it's the one you've been waiting all night long for, and this is...
At 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off.
And there we go. An excellent description there. Exactly. The Allies protecting the big tower from the big explosion. Wiseguy, you could not have possibly said it better. And who's playing for, is that Gamepoint on Allies? No, that's iNfensus on Allies, it looks like.
Yeah, we've got Wizz, Civ, HoMBre, Spear, Sommel, and SOD. And Gamepoint, we got Zaf, and Blaze, Varak, Ramez, Zemme, and Refuse. And the main player that we want to be keeping track of is, of course, Zaf. He's their engineer. And we're keeping track of him right now. They've already broken through the center port, and they're making their way across the top side.
Yeah, I see.
iNfensus is throwing off a bunch of airstrikes trying to slow them down, but right now, iNfensus Civ with the sniper gun out and active, looking for some targets.
It looks like he just took a hit there. Or, yeah, was he down? Yeah, it looks like he got down, back up thanks to a medic.
And right now, Zap, like I said, the Axis engineer has a little bit of a fall. Problems with the ladder. Trying to make his way down, and those ladders can be tricky, and unfortunately,
definitely
ends up cratering on the bottom of the shaft. A little bit of a whoopsie there, as right now Zap is stuck in a waiting land. Respawns back in, making his way quickly across the top, using the sprint bar for all it's worth.
And definitely, we'll see it more. Tons of airstrikes being played here in Assault. It's definitely, when you can throw them down on that tarmac, anybody down there is really going to be in trouble. But sniper rifle, very active. Lieutenants, very, very important with their airstrikes. And you just need to get medics. If you're ally, if you're defending, you need to have your medics up there with the defenders up top, looking down at the tarmac, and actually looking beside and behind.
And we've got GMPO. They've just now planted the dynamite by the warehouse door. So they are going to be moving up quickly.
Yep.
iNfensus, of course, going to be trying to go for...
It looks like, are they going to go for the defuse? Do they even have, they don't even have an engineer, do they?
Well, right. Yeah, they've, you know, the Allies this time, I mean, they're probably really soldier heavy right now. I mean, we're looking, here's what we got. Civ looks like he's playing a sniper position, HoMBre. HoMBre is definitely the Panzer guy. And Sommel and SOD are carrying the medic duties.
Yeah, and who we got up there, Gamepoint, they've only got one Engie. It looks like Zaf.
Yeah, it's a one-engineer strategy.
And an Assault, very dangerous.
Right now, Zaf is making his way up the stairs as the Axis push into the garage area, taking resistance, fighting their way all the way up to the top. They're going for the tower shot, but...
Yeah, iNfensus, so it's Sommel's Thompson, and we got Civ with a sniper rifle working, and HoMBre's Thompson, extremely good Thompson and rifle defense here for iNfensus on the stairwell.
And Civ for iNfensus is the big sniper guy, the big scope.
Yeah,
the weapon with the one-shot kill.
Tons
as
of
he's
air
picking them off out to the open.
And tons of airstrikes still in that tarmac. Very impressive to see both teams, you know, I mean, being able to throw them, but the team's able to dodge, really able to compensate for where the enemy is throwing those strikes and get your guys into and out of position effectively so that they're not all blasted to pieces.
Exactly. We've got still, you know, defensive positioning for iNfensus. You know, we've got Civ up top with the sniper rifle. We've got HoMBre just spawning in, but he's, you know, definitely, he's playing kind of left flank. You know, as the Allies come out of the garage, he heads left and he covers over there as a lieutenant. We've got Spear going up the hillside on the left with a Panzer, and he's doing some damage up there.
And looks
Sommel, of course, is playing in the garage as a medic, and SOD is in the garage also, so...
Man, Civ doing a lot of good work with that sniper rifle. I've seen 3 kills here in just the past about 20 seconds. Just with his sniper rifle. Wizz down, Wizz back up, thanks to Sod of iNfensus, or SOD. I'm not sure which he would want to be called. And very good backup there in the warehouse, the garage right there, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah. Axis are even trying to push in a little bit, do a little bit of spawn rapage here, but...
looks like, yeah, definitely some Axis in there now.
And And all they're doing is they're just waiting for the Allied players to come spawning back in. Right now, Zaf making his way up the stairs, trying to go for that tower again, but not able to, as, again, Civ is doing a great job, a yeoman's job with the sniper rifle, holding off the Axis team almost single-handedly with his sniper rifle as they try and come across the top.
Definitely.
Right now, the Axis Allies player just spawned back in. So, Thurlins, what's your sense here? I mean, are we getting a big sense that Gamepoint is making a big dent in iNfensus' defense?
I really think iNfensus, they've got their medics holding back just a little from the main firefight so that when they do have a man go down, the medic can get in there and revive him. And they're using the cover of the buildings that they've already got to make sure that they don't get killed right there. They don't get any death shots in at long range from Gamepoint that would keep them from being revived. And I think they're just capitalizing on their medic capabilities. And, I mean, you think you agree? I mean, we've got 3 medics now on Gamepoint in their assault, so I think they feel maybe a little more comfortable going in with less overall firepower, and maybe that they just need to have longevity in their assaults. I mean, what are you seeing here?
Well, they're definitely, right now, we've got, as the Axis players are going up, we're going for a plant. Zap's at the tower, planting. It's armed.
There we go, red light on the plant.
And we've got one down. It's iNfensus up against the wall.
Here we go, iNfensus.
Right now, we've got a lot of unconscious iNfensus players. Nobody active yet. It's spawning time. Oh, here they come. And here's Rush headlong into what I call it Death Alley, coming up into the ladder, making their way across the top.
And fighting down on the tarmac, it looks like.
There we go. Time set to 6 minutes, 39 seconds. A pretty good run for Gamepoint, I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm surprised they got through iNfensus' defense right there at that exact point. It looks like they more or less pushed all the way straight up. Okay. Very fine work.
There's food lunch right out there. You just go pick it up.
And Photo there giving you people at home listening a little hint that the food is just right there around the corner. But, of course, she's talking about here at the Adams Mark, not at your house. So just ignore that. And Photo off now. Photo, of course, doing a lot of photography work here for QuakeCon. An event with so many staff members, you can't begin to name them all, so I won't. But, if they happen along, I will name them. And it looks like we're waiting on 4 players for the stopwatch round number 2 here. See if that time can be beaten.
Yeah, 6 minutes, 39 seconds. That's the time iNfensus has to go out, capture the midpoint, and rush up to the communications tower and get a plant down. Now we're ready to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. iNfensus is off to the races.
And here we go. Spawning out heavy. Getting their little strafe jump themselves over there. Look like we're running 2 lieutenants, 1 medic, 1 Engie, and 2 soldiers on the iNfensus Axis side. And, of course, Civ, their sniper, dedicated, eyeing the tops of those, what are the ramparts? I don't know what you'd call them back in those fortresses.
Yeah, that's good enough right now. The dynamite has been plated by the gate hatch, so iNfensus off to a good start. Not a lot of resistance from Gamepoint. Not many airstrikes on the center area there. They're just kind of hanging back. As right now, iNfensus making their way across.
Civ eyeing one of the Gamepoint guys there, I see. Civ actually down there, and wow, the sniper unable to really take the shots on the Gamepoint guys who are pretty much just right around the communications tower, standing there, just laying down fire on the Axis team as they try to get through that gate.
Yeah, and the player doing that is Gamepoint Blaze.
Yeah.
He's the person that's doing it all right now, and just as he spawns back in, he switched classes a little bit, and we've got a, looks like almost a 3 medic type of defense right now. The person that we want to watch on the defensive side, of course, Summel. He's the engineer. Right now, they've just planted at the warehouse entrance, and they're doing pretty good. They've got 5 minutes left on this clock, and so far, iNfensus is doing a strong left defense. They've got a couple players on that hillside.
And this is I think I'm looking at Gamepoint here. They've got 3 lieutenants and 3 medics for their defense. And that is just, I mean, you've got no Panzerfaust and you've got no sniper rifle capability at that point. And that's kind of odd for defense, but of course you're never going to run out of ammo, and you're pretty much always going to stay alive, so relying heavily on pistol and MP40.
And iNfensus making a big push up. They've already taken up the ladder, and they're moving across the catwalk. Summel, their engineer.
Yeah, Summel getting close now. Down. Looking like he's down. Looks like, yeah. Oh, wow, he's down. I mean, it just switched immediately. He's making another run with his teammates there. Looks like they're across the tarmac now.
Definitely. As iNfensus, they're pushing straight across the top. They're not even going the warehouse route. No garage type of thing here. This is straight across the top as we're looking right now. And iNfensus Spear, he's their big punch. He's got the Panzerfaust. He's the one that's going to be doing the damage. But the one going in for the kill shot has to be Summel. He's the one and lone engineer. And right now, Summel is in the garage. The Axis players are doling out the goodies right now.
Ooh, excellent grenade there, right in the middle of the door. I don't even know what room that is. It's one of the various doors you can peek in there near the garage area. As you break your way through and you need to go up the stairs, you need to get close to the communications tower. That's what they're trying to do now. A lot of fighting right there by the spawn. Gamepoint just holding off the iNfensus. It's all, was that a nice
iNfensus has totally wiped out the Allied team in the garage area. So, you know, this is a big advantage for iNfensus as Gamepoint offense is down for the count. Right now we're looking, trying to get a little bit of a, one of the few remaining players here is Blaze, standing alone at the top. Summel getting revived, back on top, and he's heading up the ladder. He's going for the plant. Only
Summel up there.
A few seconds away, taken down. Oh,
wow.
Take it down, and revive back up. Plant's going down. He's arming it.
It's a good thing Summel had that medic with him, or he would have been down.
And we've got an arm. 2 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. And now iNfensus just has to defend.
Defending that plant. Been down for about 5 seconds now. Not too much longer to wait. And it looks like we've got the Gamepoint guys respawning. Reinforcements are on the way. And it's going to be hell up there at the communications tower. Got some fighting down to the Carmack. They're looking up, and they're hitting those ladders. And here they come. They're ready to get up there with but that's
and
it.
There it goes. Advantage iNfensus. They go up 1-0.
An excellent job by iNfensus. Basically denying Gamepoint the time from reinforce till explosion to really get up there and stop it. Just no chance for Gamepoint to come back out of that one.
Yeah. It was really tough for them. But right now, the slate has been wiped clean, and the clock has been reset as we move into round 2.
Yeah.
And this time, of course, Gamepoint is on the onus. I mean, their job is to go in and set a time. Right. They don't have to beat the time right now. They just have to set it. And they've got I believe this is Assault, they've got a full 10 minutes or 15 minutes to do that. And right now, I tell you what, we know that Gamepoint can do this, you know, like I said, 6 minutes, 32 seconds the last time. They need to definitely improve on that because iNfensus was able to come in 4 minutes and just do it. And like my RTCW experience, you know, Abuse kind of we went through last year's QuakeCon. And it's interesting to see how Assault is played right now. There's not a lot of pressure on the mid area, not like there was last year. Right now we're starting off, so we're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Second round. Gamepoint offense. Gamepoint as the Axis team right now.
Yeah, there we go. Is Gamepoint playing out? They're playing allies.
Yeah, let me refresh that here. We've got Gamepoint as the allied team.
So they will be defending against, iNfensus?
iNfensus is going to be going in to set the time.
Yeah, iNfensus will be going in to set the time. They're going with, looks like 2 lieutenants, an engineer, a medic, and 2 soldats for the Axis team. And it looks, who was their heavy hitter? He's going to have another Panzerfaust again. Who was it for iNfensus?
Let's look on the list here, and we've got... Before, we used to be Spear was their big offensive player, but right now, again, Summel is their lone engineer, backed up with SOD as their lone medic, and right now we just had HoMBre. He switched over to being a medic, but definitely Spear is looking like the big Panzerfaust offensive guy, and Civ is also playing as a soldier. Plant is going down at the warehouse door right now.
Yeah, and there we go, Plant down at the warehouse entrance. And, yeah, still just 2 soldiers, 1 lieutenant, 1 engineer, 2 medics spread for iNfensus as they try to set the time here as the Axis team's on assault. Gamepoint with basically 2 around the clock, 2 soldiers, 2 medics, 2 lieutenants doing the defending here. So a pretty good spread of support as far as medic goes, as far as lieutenant goes, ammunition and health in plentiful quantities. But you've also got the firepower capabilities, and there we go. We've got Zap of Gamepoint there with his Panzerfaust trying to do some damage to the attackers, and he misses that shot into the tarmac.
And right now the Axis players have respawned back in at the flank, at the hatch, and they're making their way quickly across the top as Gamepoint is kind of lying in wait for them. We've got Blaze up top on the hill. We've got a Varak in the garage playing the garage defense. Looks like Refuse is on the stairs leading from the garage up to the top. They are a little bit spread out, but and obviously this defense did not hold up as well as iNfensus did last time. They let a 4-minute time go through.
And right here we're seeing a ton of fire from the tarmac up top. See Gamepoint doing a fine job defending. Blaze just making sure the poor chap's dead right over there by the plane, and then hopping across, basically just checking out the tarmac, checking out the field there, making sure he's got no sneaky little Axis buggers getting in to blow up his tower. And it looks like things are looking fine for the tower there, although I see an Axis assault incoming right now. And iNfensus Summel, we're following him up top there. Summel, of course, the engineer. Is he the engineer? It's very difficult to say.
Yeah, one of the things that iNfensus is really concentrating on is you really learn to know and use the spawn point times as as an advantage. And iNfensus is really pushing Gamepoint. They're going after those spawn kills, and they want to really hurt them when they come back into this game, so they can use that advantage, go up the catwalk, run across, and get themselves an easy plant in, I believe, that 30-second downtime that the Allies take to respawn. And right now we got at least 3 or 4 iNfensus players right outside the Allied spawn in, and here they come. Big, massive gunfight outside the Allied place. We got medics reviving everywhere.
And there we go. It looks like iNfensus over Gamepoint. Oh my lord! A 3-man Panzerfaust kill! And that was Zaf of Gamepoint taking down 3 iNfensus guys, Wizz, HoMBre, and 1 other right there. Everything was going fine for iNfensus. They were reviving their guys, getting ready for an assault. And then suddenly they're just a pile of pieces right there on the tarmac. You saw it too, Wise. What do you think? Is that pretty much it? I mean, is it going to be a bad time now for iNfensus?
No, I mean that was just if you're going to be playing this type of game where you're going after the spawn kills that hard, I mean, you're going to be that grouped together because you need. It's just the nature of the beast, and so sometimes you play it and they just got caught a little bit too close. Everybody was trying to revive, all the medics were trying to revive, and, they just kind of grouped everybody up, made it easy panzer pickings.
Yeah, and Gamepoint, no mistake there. They're not strangers to taking those panzer shots and doing as much damage as they can, but iNfensus yet to set the time here. Looks like we're counting down here, 4 minutes and 50 still on the timer. And we'll see if they can set a time or if it'll just be no round. And here we go. Looks like we got a little fighting in the tarmac. iNfensus Gamepoint trading blows here, and there we go. Some revives by Gamepoint's medic. I believe they've got just one. Two operating still, as well as 2 engineers now. Gamepoint moving up their roster to 2 engineers because I think they realize they're getting closer and closer to that plant. So iNfensus is probably going to move in and go for a plant fairly quickly. Civ and Summel, their engineers, doing the dirty work, while Gamepoint operating with 3 medics, 2 lieutenants, and only 1 soldier. And there we go. That soldier actually just went engineer.
And we've got Summel going up the tower ladder. He's making his way across. We could be seeing a plant here very quickly. There's the dynamite down. It's being armed as we speak. There we go. The red light of death has been lit.
And there we go. Looks like Gamepoint dragging a little. Going to try to get up there and get the defuse. I know they've got an engineer. And it looks like Zap is their engineer. Oh, man, I can't really repeat what they're saying there, but it looks like Gamepoint realizes, this is it. This is fini. And then here comes, I hear the explosion already. Do you guys?
Yeah, this is tough to do. I mean, we're going to be seeing iNfensus go up here 2-0. And time is now set to 6 minutes, 40 seconds.
Definitely a very nice attack by iNfensus. Like you said, they are taking advantage of the spawn time for the Allied defenders. And they did get up there. They were able to get in position, get the plant. And Gamepoint's 1 engineer, he had no chance really to get up there and make the defuse. I do believe he was picked off right there on his way up, which is not surprising because iNfensus knows they got to defend that plant right up there in the tower, and they did so. So here we go. Let's see if Gamepoint can beat that 6 minute and 40, or will iNfensus indeed grab a second point here?
Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. As we've got iNfensus defending their time. They got 6 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Gamepoint is running Refuse as an engineer, and also Zap as a engineer. So we've got a 2-engineer offense right now.
A little stronger right off the get-go than we've seen some of the teams use. Usually it's just 1 engineer until they can pretty much secure a further up point than this. But maybe they feel confident that they're going to beat that time, and they're going to do it and maybe something of a shutout here against iNfensus. But I don't know. I don't think they should underestimate iNfensus. I don't think they should undergun that much, but we'll see. iNfensus strong, 1 lieutenant, 2 medics, 3 soldiers. What do you think, Wise?
Well, it's definitely a decent defense. iNfensus, the way they did it, they went really after the Allied spawn point, and that's where they worked it. They just worked it until they got themselves a break. They were able to win the gunfights and leave them up. But right now, the dynamite's already been planted at the warehouse, and let's take a little bit of a look on how we got Civ, of course, up top playing sniper duty. And HoMBre is also, we've got a dual sniper defense from iNfensus as HoMBre and Civ take up those duties. We've got Spear as the Panzerfaust as he's in the garage, leaning out to see what he can see.
Very interesting that they've got 2 snipers up top, although it does make for good recon, so you can tell your Panzerman, who's coming where, and I think they're really using it half recon, half sniper rifle there, so that they can really maximize their defense.
Yeah, and you're definitely going to be seeing these classes change up as a Gamepoint pushes across the top, and once they get a secure hold in the garage, I think you're going to be seeing the shift away to one of these guys is probably going to be moving over into either a lieutenant or a Panzerfaust role.
Definitely here. Looks like we got a little push on, I believe that's the garage area. See some fighting on the stairwell there. iNfensus doing a fairly nice job of defense. Gamepoint putting a little pressure on iNfensus, unwilling to buckle there in the garage area. And it looks like they hold on to it.
Yeah, and one of the things that Gamepoint have already adjusted is they started out with a 2-engineer offense, but they've switched back to just a single engineer, and that is Zap. as we see, iNfensus Spear. He's their big offensive Panzerfaust, taking them down again. So we've got 3 minutes of 40 seconds on the clock. And iNfensus just needs to hold this off for, I believe, the final win of this big RTCW tournament here at QuakeCon 2003.
Yeah, I mean, they've already set the time of, what was it? It was 6:40. No, it was a little better than that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, their previous set time was definitely around the 4-minute mark, and this time iNfensus set around the 6-minute mark, so a little bit longer to defend. But I tell you what, I mean, this is iNfensus. I mean, they've proven that they were top of the game last year. One of the few remaining teams in RTCW that was, you look at the faces from last year, and I look at this group, and I see probably 90% turnover. I mean, there's so many new players this year, and the teams are playing different. We're seeing a lot more use of the Panzers. But right now, we've got Zaf just spawning back in, making his way across the top.
Wow, I just saw Wizz there. An excellent job at the lieutenant position with support fire and his MP40 ablazing there. All right, I do believe it was an MP Thompson or a Thompson or MP40. I'm not sure which for iNfensus' defense. iNfensus a spectacular job on defense there against Gamepoint. And it looks like as we get down here to the 2-minute 15 on the timer, I think this might be another point for iNfensus here coming up. What do you think, Wise?
Well, I mean, Gamepoint has adjusted. I mean, well, one thing iNfensus did is they touched the flag. They forced Gamepoint all the way back into the hangar. They're taking the long way. So, right now, Blaze has been requisitioned to be an engineer. So Gamepoint running with 2 engineers as the Axis team retakes. Gamepoint retakes the center area. So, and iNfensus Civ sitting up behind the center tower, sniper tower, and shooting the Gamepoint players in the back as they walk by. Unbeknownst to him, he's firing off plenty of slugs. I don't see a lot of messages on the board, though, as far as being able to take them down, but...
Yeah, definitely. Even if he can do just a little damage, he'll help out
iNfensus Civ, he's the big guy. He's stealing the flag from the Gamepoint offensive, forcing them to respawn on the other side of the map.
Amazing. A good gate area reclaim there by iNfensus Civ. Very sneaky sniper duty. Oh, Spear, another 2-man kill with a Panzerfaust. And someone coming in with a 1911 there, pistol kill. And definitely Gamepoint not looking too hot for beating that time. Good game.
Yes. I got to say, iNfensus just owned this round. They had Gamepoint, 6 ways to Sunday. They were able to get him with the snipers, the Panzers, and then they took the flag away from him. It was hard, it was. I think iNfensus is pretty much. Good games are being exchanged.
Definitely. Wow. And look at that. iNfensus
and shouts are going out into the general public. I think everybody realizes here that we have a new RTCW champion.
Looking like iNfensus, guys. An amazing job, especially by Civ there in the last parts of this match with a very sneaky flag take in the gate area, forcing them, as Wiseguy said several times, right back to where they first came from, making it more or less impossible for the comeback. And just a little team killing, just a little fun going on here now.
There we go.
That's it. 2 points for iNfensus. And here we go. Who we got going up here? It looks like iNfensus gonna be the allies.
Yes, I was under a little bit of confused. It's been a while since I played on RTCW. Kind of trying to keep track of all the rounds as far as where are points awarded and where they're not. But obviously, iNfensus is only up 2-0. If they would have been up 3, I think we'd see a lot more jumping around. But
definitely,
we still got a lot of players, and that last round, like I said, I mean, iNfensus really showed us that they came here to win this, and Gamepoint offense has got to change something at this point. I don't know what it is, but they need to come up with a little bit better game plan than what they've got right now.
I think probably most of the problem is they need to spread out, and a little show being put on here by iNfensus. A little line of guys out of ammo being put on by iNfensus. Very amusing, if I may say so myself. A line of allies, folks, and a cheer goes out throughout the general public here in the spectator area. iNfensus, thank you for the fine show as we're warming up here. Very good show by iNfensus, who are 2 points up, 2-0 here.
And here we go. Teams have readied up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, people.
All right, and it's Gamepoint on Axis doing the attacking, trying to set an aggressive time so that they can possibly keep iNfensus from gaining a point, but who can say here and now as the match has just begun. This round, only 20 seconds in, 9:35 indeed on the clock right now. Only 1 point held by the Allies, and that is right over there by their spawn. Although I imagine they're getting the engineer into position over near the gate right as we speak. One engineer on their team, 2 soldiers, 1 lieutenant, 2 medics. Looks like iNfensus putting up a defense of 2 lieutenants, 2 medics, 2 soldiers. We've seen that, I think, a second or third time here from iNfensus.
You know, it's they're running a good hill defense right now. iNfensus Spear with the Panzerfaust on the hill, and big player again is Zaf for Gamepoint. He's the engineer, as the team has to get him up to the communications tower a lot more effectively than what they've been able to do before. And iNfensus, one of the things, like we saw last time, is Civ is going to be coming in behind them and taking their flag. And that is a big no-no on assault. That's kind of like the big bully coming and pulling your shorts over your head. Yeah. At that point, Gamepoint, there's nothing other than, they have to be a little bit embarrassed about that. But overall, Gamepoint has cleared up and show us that they came here to win. So,
wow.
As Civ gets taken down in impressive fashion.
Yeah, what are we looking at? Looking like right up there on the comm tower. OMG, WTF hacks. An amazing fight here between Gamepoint and iNfensus. Both teams comprised of very skilled RTCW players. Wow, good grenade by Summel, taking out Ramzi, taking out Verac there. And more or less Gamepoint having a big hurting putting on him here. And we're...
Right now the Axis team has just spawned back in. Zap making his way across the top.
And there we go. iNfensus Civ doing his duties as a sniper on the Allied team, doing the defensive work here, looking for the kills, looking for the major moves. Just unable to find them, I think, right there at the gate area. Not firing as much as he'd like, perhaps. I've seen him be quite trigger-happy here for most of this match.
And Zap is up the ladder and going across the catwalk, but unable to make any progress. So, and Gamepoint, they've switched to a 2-engineer offense. We've got Blaze and we've got Zap. And Gamepoint trying to take advantage of the iNfensus spawn in time, as they're really concentrating on it right now, just waiting for iNfensus to spawn back in.
Alright, guys, and it's still a Gamepoint doing a fine job of attacking, but iNfensus, they've got a defensive net that's very, very difficult to get through. And if you can even really reach it and start putting pressure on the iNfensus defense, you're probably already weak and already very near death. And I'm not sure that Gamepoint's going to be able to set a very aggressive time here against iNfensus. I mean, what do you think, Wiseguy? We're down to the 6:20 right now already.
Both the Gamepoint, we've got Blaze. He's on the catwalk. He's waiting for the Allied players to spawn back in. He's trying to ambush them as they come in. But just as an engineer, it's going to be a little difficult. But let's go ahead and...
Definitely, he's going to need some support. preferably by a medic, so that, you know, if he gets taken down there, the medic can revive him, get him back up so he can get over there and get that plant. I see some support fire thrown down. Not sure if it's going to come anything. Oh, Zath falling to his death. That is Gamepoint's engineer, no?
Yeah, Blaze coming in from behind is
doing some dirty work there. I know.
Definitely doing some dirty work, you know, as he tries to make it up the catwalk. But iNfensus putting on some good hill defense. Blaze still making his way across the catwalk.
Just down to 6 health there. Good thing he's got that medical. And who is that with him? Oh.
Yep, Blaze medic shot him, revived him, gets him back up. Blaze up the tower ladder, going across. We could have a plant here from Gamepoint. Here's the dynamite. Tick, 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 tick. And we've got an arm.
Got it planted.
It's a defense time.
And here we go. As 5 minutes rolls past on the clock, we've got a plant by Gamepoint up here in the tower. iNfensus struggling. I see
Civ was the only engineer, so he's taken down. So it looks like we're going to have a time set here. We'll get that to you as soon as the tower blows.
Yeah, and it's definitely, I'm foreseeing some explosion action here. And we're just waiting on that dynamite to tick down.
There we go. Clock set at 5 minutes for 26 seconds.
Cheers out through the crowds. People are getting a good show here, even though iNfensus is 2. Gamepoint is nothing. Gamepoint setting a pretty aggressive time there at 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes, I should say. So I think iNfensus definitely under a little bit of pressure.
A little bit more pressure this time. I tell you what, you know, Gamepoint came back and they performed.
Yeah.
They did a really good, solid job here. You know, this is what they had to do. You know, if they can defend this time, they can really pull themselves back into this match.
Yeah, really, I think that's a very good point. And I think it's worth noting that right there in the middle of exactly in the middle of the timer at 5 minutes, that's when we saw the plant. So that's not half bad at all when you're trying to break through a defense like iNfensus. And they did get in there, they did get the job done, so they're not out of this quite yet. If they can hold off iNfensus, then, you know, they'll be on the scoreboard, and everything will be pretty much starting to go in their direction.
And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. iNfensus making their break across towards the center area.
And it looks like iNfensus Civ getting up onto any high ground he can find and busting out that Mauser. Looking around, looking through that scope, seeing if he can find any game spot guys to drop early on here so that he can give his guys the proper cover so they can get that dynamite plant. And it looks like one of his guys is actually already down, probably just some sniper fire, some concentrated long-range MP40, or Thompson perhaps. And here we go, near the gate area now. I mean, do we have a plan? Who's engineering for iNfensus currently?
That would be Summel. He's their big engineer, and he's going to be the one calling the big shots here. He's the quarterback.
All right, actually, they breached the gate hatch, so there we go. That was planted, that's through, and now they can get in. Civ switching over. Civ is now, what, a soldier? No, he's a medic. Civ switching over to medic from soldier. No more sniper work for him. No, he's taking up the healing. He's got a little MP40 action going up there, some cover. There we go, reviving his teammate right down there in the opening of the tarmac. They're trying to make their way across the center section, and he is taken down, I do believe.
Yeah, we've got some iNfensus players right now that are dead, so it's going to be a long spawn here. As they spawn back in, Civ going back to his regular role of sniper. And we've got, right now we've got Summel as the engineer. He's going to be the one going up, and he's got to be doing the plant. He's making his way across the top. Again, iNfensus doing what they do best. They're going after the spawn point of the allied players. He's diving into their backfield. He's going to shoot them in the back. That's what he does best. That's what iNfensus did the last round. That's what they're going to do this round. He's waiting for his backup, and that's what allied players are going to be coming in any second now, and we're going to be seeing a big, huge firefight here.
All right, 3 minutes and 15 on the clock, so iNfensus knows they are under a wee bit of pressure here. They've got to get over there. They've got to bring their guns to bear on the GameSpot defense. GameSpot setting that time, now defending it. iNfensus thinks, hey, we can probably beat this, and I think they're setting themselves up for a fine offensive And we've got
the plant going down. Summel.
Oh, Summel
taken down.
Oh, right there. Got the wrench out, going to work. His little pliers. Oh, about to arm that dynamite. And no more hands to work with, folks. Almost a plant there by iNfensus at 3 minutes. Very, very close. And let's see who killed him. We didn't even see the report of the message. We got to check the console. A Panzerfaust kill. Ramzi doing a fine job with the Panzerfaust. Very nice work taking out a guy on the comm tower before he can plant. And it takes definite skill and coordination to know where the enemy is, where he's planting. And I think they really just brought it together there. Gamepoint doing a fine job of defense.
Yeah, right now iNfensus has converted over to a 2-engineer offense. We've got Summel and we've got Ziv.
And it looks like Summel down right now, actually. Not dead, though. Is he down on the tarmac there, or just does not have a revive? I know Civ is still alive. Still low, still going up the stairs there, actually. Oh, man, making his way up towards the top of the stairs, meeting up with some allied defenders there. Drops a grenade as the guy calls for a medic. Oh, and Civ is down. Summel is back up, however. 1 minute and 45 on the timer. It's ticking down. iNfensus has got some pressure.
It's definitely big pressure time here. It takes, a good, 30 seconds to get across the tarmac and get that stuff planted. I mean, that's under ideal, nobody shooting at you type of conditions.
Right.
And,
definitely we're not under those conditions.
Verac is doing a great job covering the left flank with his sniper rifle.
Yeah, definitely. That's a Civ kind of job there, and it looks like he's ready to take up the same kind of work there. Taking down Summel there. Summel was that was one of iNfensus' engineers taken down by sniper fire. Very nice work by who was that again? That was not Zemme indeed, but Verac. Verac doing a very good job taking out the engineer with a sniper shot and then fending off some guys by himself. Summel, though, back up, it looks like. Civ and Summel, both engineers back up, 45 seconds on the timer. They're not near the tower, though. What do you think, Wise?
It's going to be pretty tough. I think, if anything, Gamepoint, if they came here to play, I was a little concerned about them on that second round there, where iNfensus just, basically ran over them. And this is definitely going to be a good showing here. I think we're going to be back in the race.
Definitely, and good games said by Gamepoint. They realize they've got it. There's no way you can plant dynamite and have it explode in less than 15 seconds. So it's looking like iNfensus 2, Gamepoint 1. They're still in it here in Assault, here in the RTCW Finals live at QuakeCon 2003 at the Adams Mark in Dallas, Texas. I am Virulence, and side by side here I've got Wiseguy, the master of RTCW here.
And there we go.
Yeah.
iNfensus could not beat the clock. Gamepoint gains a much valued point to their little roster, their little bag of goodies. So I believe it right now is the score is 2-1. iNfensus.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, iNfensus just needs one more point if they want to just finish it up, isn't it?
So right now, iNfensus, we've switched sides, so it's now iNfensus' turn to go in and set the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we'll see plenty of sniper action by Civ, and maybe a little more of that engineer work he was trying to do. Although he did go down, he was unable to make the time there, along with Summel. They just couldn't do it there in time against Gamepoint's fine defense. Understandable. Both teams very good, quite good at what they do, and they've come here to win. So it's no question of whether or not they've got the dedication and they've got the confidence. Right now, it's just, do they have the skill, do they have the mastery of Assault to best one another? For whoever is going to want to win more, whoever's got the most skill, are they going to be able to really bring it home? And it's looking like iNfensus with that 2 points, a 1 point lead over Gamepoint.
And here we go. As we count down, 3, 2, 1, and we're off.
And the match is underway. iNfensus hopping out of the gate, hopping Axis, folks. That's what they are for now. Getting up on higher ground, that's Civ. Looks like Wizz and Summel getting down low, tossing down a plant on capturing the gate area, of course. Now getting in a position to make the plants. What are you thinking? Are they going to set a very aggressive time, you think, Wiseguy?
Well, it's a little interesting here. They haven't started out with any engineers. They've got 3 soldiers, and they're just rushing across, capture that flag, and as soon as their spawn time comes back in, they're just going to be switching to some engineers. But they're going, I think what they're doing is they're going to go for a big push right away, try and control that spawn point, and there we go. Everybody's reset, respawn back in, everybody's killed themselves. Some back as the engineer role, where I'm sure he's much more used to being.
Definitely an excellent job there by iNfensus, switching up right there as the reinforcement time came back through, getting their engineer, bringing him to bear on the situation where they need to set a great time so they can get another point against Gamepoint here if they want to win. 8 minutes and 40 on the timer as it counts down from 10. We've got 4 medics, 4, count them folks, 4 iNfensus on offense, 1 soldier, 1 engineer.
Yeah, they're going definitely for the fast knockout punch. The shock and awe, if you might say, of the thing. They've got 1 engineer, and they've got a lot of health to back him up, and that's what they're doing. Right now, one of the key players for Barak is Gamepoint. He's Barak. He's the sniper guy. He's going to be covering the allied spawning point, and
cratered, actually.
They're going to be spawning right back in. As a Panzerfaust. That's what his duty was last game. He comes out as the left flank, but a little bit of all the Axis players kind of pushed into the garage and just took over the garage. A Gamepoint really not even having a chance. As let's make a little quick rounds here. As we see, we got Zap still in the garage as one of the few players. We've got Blaze coming up the stairs, trying to defend the top side as a medic. Blaze back in action.
And as you pointed out,
we've got Summel. iNfensus Summel. He's the engineer. He is on the hill. He hasn't gone up towards. He's taken down, though.
He's revived, though. I mean, definitely, we were seeing iNfensus. They took advantage. They did a little spawn right there.
Summel up the ladder.
Oh, a Panzerfaust kill. Ramzi taking out 3 with a Panzerfaust, including Summel. Engineer down for iNfensus. They're not going to be planting anytime soon.
Yeah. You can't revive that.
Yeah, definitely. No way you're getting a guy out of that bag of bits. 7:05 on the timer as it counts down. They're just waiting for the reinforce. And actually, Summel's already back in here, making his way across the tarmac. They're going to try not to let that happen again. But still, Ramzi for Gamepoint. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd very nice Panzer shot he's had that has stopped the iNfensus engineers dead in their tracks.
Right now, Barak, the lone sniper rifle, trying to hold them off. Another great Panzerfaust by Ramzi, taking them all out as iNfensus tries to move into the garage through the door area.
Ramzi finally killed by Spear's Panzerfaust. A little Panzer war going on here. Spear showing Ramzi that, he's got one too, and he can use it. But Ramzi's still very effective against the iNfensus crowd as they're trying to rush and set a time here. Little support fire from Blaze there, taking out HoMBre of iNfensus. What do you think the odds are that iNfensus is going to set a time before 5-minute mark?
Well, it's looking to be, it's an even thing. I mean, definitely iNfensus is pushing, and they're pushing hard right now. Summel coming up the stairs, up the garage, coming from the garage, up those stairs. They're trying to get topside. As iNfensus fights their way onto the hill, and there's a big battle up top.
Summel's down. Oh, we got some support fire near him, but Summel is resurrected. Revived there. Oh, they're fighting on the hill. Looks like the hill's being cleared for Summel. There we go. He's at the ladder, going up that ladder. Here we go. Make his way across. This could be a plant here, folks. 5:35 on the timer. The dynamite is down. He's got the needle nose pliers out, and he's going to work. There we go. We got a solid plant there at 5:30. I think this one's staying, Wise. How about you?
Right now, we've got Zaf and Blaze as the engineers.
And wow, Gamepoint already saying good game. I mean, do they not think that they stand any chance of getting up there and disarming?
No. Both of their engineers are down. And looks like we're going to have a time set here.
Without any medics, it's kind of difficult to revive your engineers,
Clock is now set to an even 5 minutes.
Wow. There we go. 5 minutes exactly set. Let's see if Gamepoint can beat that out against iNfensus' defense, which we're about to see. And this should be quite interesting. now
everybody's readying up quick for this one.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Not even
Wow.
5 seconds. It was about 50 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Gamepoint offense is off to the races.
Definitely.
5 minutes.
They've got to beat that score if they want to get their second point in. If not, then, if they want to stand even a chance to get that second point in, I should say. If not, they give the point to iNfensus, and then it'll be 3-1, and then they'll be in trouble. We got a plant right there at the gate hatch for Gamepoint, and the gate area is quite secure for them. Just one engineer there on offense, looking like we've got Civ though. He's still on sniper duty.
Yeah, we've got Zaf as the one engineer for Gamepoint offense.
Getting revived there, heading across the tarmac. He's down again. iNfensus laying down a ton of fire on the Gamepoint guys as they're coming in. Definitely trying to take down their engineers as fast as possible. 120 health there on Zaf, though. Making his way down towards the garage area. And what do you think? Is this the wiser move for Gamepoint?
Well, they're definitely going the lower route. It takes out the snipers out of the equation. But the thing is, it sets them up for a garage-based defense, which can be very brutal these days. Right now, so Zaf is still just trying to make his way across the top. I mean, he's the one guy we're keeping our eye on because he's the engineer. He's the guy that has to do the duty.
And we had a plant down low by Zaf. Zaf is down, though, right there. Poking around on the tarmac. Maybe he should have stayed, down low under the concrete. No medics in sight to revive him. What is up with that?
Well, he's close to a respawn time here very quickly, so there they go.
Yeah, just
Zap running across the top. The dangerous thing, like I said, you're going across the top. You're constantly facing iNfensus, Civ, sniper fire. And it can be brutal.
Definitely. But fortunately for Gamepoint, it seems iNfensus does not have as strong a Panzerfaust as they have in Ramzi, who has been able to do amazing work against the crowd of iNfensus there. And I think if iNfensus had as strong a Panzer and they had Civ on sniper duty, Gamepoint would not stand a chance here in Assault. And I'm probably going to stick by that one, actually.
Yeah, and again, Zaf from Gamepoint is rendered incapable of planting anything.
Definitely. Zaf back up.
The only thing he's planting is daisies.
Here we go. Zaf back up. Revive those 62 health. Not going to make it very far. An unassisted engineer. There we go. He is down, and he is very, very much dead this time. iNfensus Civ up on the comm tower, defending it with the sniper rifle. Imagine that in Civ's hands. Oh, man, a great shot taking down Verac. Oh, a mid-air sniper shot on Zemme by Civ. This guy doing amazing work from elevated positions with the sniper rifle. What do you think? I think they're going to defend this time. 145 ticking down.
Well, I tell you, this next time Gamepoint spawns in, we're going to be seeing an all-out push across the top. And they're coming back in, and what surprises me is they haven't switched to a two-engineer offense, or at least tried to go low with one engineer, because Civ is just lighting them up with his sniper rifle.
And that is odd how they let their engineer come back up and die that one time. I hope they know what they're doing here. And there we go. Man, Civ cleaning absolute house. What do you think, Wise? Did they stand a chance? 1:15 here on the clock.
It's getting close. It's getting real close. And Blaze and Ramzi just got taken out by support fire. So, this is do or die time. This is bring an extra engineer and make the gauntlet run, because that's what it is right now. You're just facing sniper fire. You're facing support, and it looks like Gamepoint offense has actually pretty much given them the game. They're already saying good game to iNfensus. So
yeah, well, I mean, right here, 40-second mark.
Yeah.
You pretty much, that's it. Even if they plant it now, which no one's in position to do, that's it.
Yeah.
I think it takes, 35 seconds for the dynamite? Yeah. We got some cheers from iNfensus there. iNfensus knows they've won. iNfensus, the champions of QuakeCon.
Yep, our new... last year, they took second place. This year, they are the champions. iNfensus in this all-European RTCW
Final
champions
match here.
So a good job to iNfensus, and I'm Wiseguy, and this is
Virulence here.
And this is Xcast, and I hope you've enjoyed our little things here.
Yeah, our little RTCW dualcast. That was the finals. iNfensus once again over Gamepoint, 3-1 on Assault. An amazing job by iNfensus, coming from overseas with a lot of European teams to compete here. The American RTCW clans unable to keep pace. And I think Wiseguy will agree with me. It was pretty much European domination of the RTCW scene and the opposite for CTF, which a lot of people thought the Europeans were going to take both, but we've seen the Americans take the 1-1 so far, 0-4 the victor. We saw Cloud9 take out 519. The finals didn't even have Europeans. RTCW, not an American team in sight here in the finals.
That's right. So overall, it was a good finals. Good QuakeCon this year. I tell you, this has been, I've only missed one since they've started, and I think this is the best one so far. New location, it's bigger, it's badder, and I think it's time for us to go eat, drink, and be merry.
I think it is indeed. So we're going to kick it back over to some music, and we'll go and go enjoy a little quick on the fade out there. Go and enjoy ourselves here a wee bit as QuakeCon 2003 pretty much wrapping up. Here we go. Going to get that music for it. We mean it this time.